And live from the rinks, it's Wednesday Night Hockey on the Long Island Sports Network, your home for all Suffolk County High School Hockey League action. Welcome, everyone. My name is Jack Ziskin. I'll be on the call tonight for both varsity games. I'd like to thank you for joining us on behalf of the entire crew here at the rinks as the 14-1-2 Chiefs take on a Sachem squad sitting at 12-3-1-1. You're not going to see the overtime loss if you take a look at the league website initially. Technically speaking, they listed wins, losses, and ties, but we've gotten to that point in the season where we really have to focus on these overtime losses because that is what is going to determine, in large part, how the top of the division shakes out. Here tonight, we have the first place Chiefs. They have 30 points on the season. Third place Sachem. It's 26 points on the season. They got 1 point in an overtime loss to Kings Park Comac. So the Knights came away with 2 points in a game where if Sachem had won, they would have had a chance to move into second place. That didn't happen. The Knights then tied the next game against West Islip. So second place still in play, first place still in play, but the road to get there is kind of out of their hands. But a win here tonight in regulation for Sachem allows them to move up to 28 points. They'll trail East Islip by 2, the Knights by 1. And that's a much better place for them to be in if they, well, of course they want to move up, but the difference between playing the 7th and 8th seed and the 6th seed is, well, it's Connecticut Sayville. And we all saw last year, for those of you who followed the varsity campaign last year, you saw Matthew Hughes make 60 saves in that opening round to knock off KPC. I don't know that anybody wants to go in as the 3rd seed this time around after watching that. Starting goaltenders for tonight's matchup, Michael DiGirolamo will be between the pipes for Sachem. They will be at mostly full strength. They will be without Nicky Ress, and Michael Matera is a game time decision. They'll see if he's ready to go. For EI, they have a full roster here tonight. It's going to be the first time Ryan Anatra goes toe-to-toe with Thomas Kinkowski this season. What would have been their first meeting came all the way back in November 19th when Kinkowski was suspended and Anatra, Ivers, and Pepe showed up at the start of the second period as they were coming from, I believe, a tournament at the time, but I digress. This is an EI team that's won their last 5 after a loss to the Friars. They've picked up the win against KPC. They've been rolling ever since. They defeated Smithtown Hauppauge 5-3. And for Sachem, they're 3-2 in their last 5, but they've lost 2 of their last 3. They lost 6-0 to St. Anthony's with Kinkowski out of the lineup, and they lost 5-4 to Kings Park Comac of Cameron Calber, Chris O'Hay, and Michael Matera out of the lineup. Leading scorers for tonight's matchup, Thomas Kinkowski. Well, Ryan Anatra missed some time. He was suiting up on the bench, but never actually able to enter a game. He's got 26 goals on the season. Kinkowski has 30. Thomas Ivers leads the entire league in assists. He's got 40 on the season. Colin Calber leads Sachem with 23. Ivers leads the entire league in points with 58. Nearly misspoke there. Kinkowski narrowly trails him by 1 because he has 11 assists on the season to go with his 30 goals. And Natra actually has more assists, coming off a 3-point assist night against Northport Huntington. He's got 14 assists on the year. 3 of the league's 4 leading goal scorers play for East Islip. In the aforementioned Thomas Ivers, known by teammates as T.I. And then you have Kinkowski with 41, and right after him, Ryan Anatra, Anthony Pepe, 40 and 39 respectively. So it should be an exciting matchup here tonight. A lot of offense, 2 strong goaltenders, both of whom represented their team at the All-Star game this past December. That was December 26th. We should be in for a fun one here tonight. Dixon and DiGirolamo. DiGirolamo, the sophomore, Dixon, the senior. Heading out to their respective cages. Ryan Anatra, Thomas Ivers, Anthony Pepe up front against Colin Calber, Thomas Kinkowski, and Al Bach, too. So it appears they've moved Cameron Calber down. They've kept Colin Calber with Kinkowski, his longtime running mate, all the way back to freshman, I believe. Face off is one back. Tyler Alamia goes D to D to Sean Walsh, and we're underway. looking up ice. Pass redirected by Colin Calber into the zone and picked up by Jack McGarry. Elects to carry it behind the net. Makes the lead pass. Natra, backhand. Anthony Pepe to Thomas Ivers. He enters. Pass to the front. Pepe tries to split the defense. Walsh with the poke check to break that play up. Sachem looking to settle in the corner. Out Bach 2. Collects. Lead pass to Colin Calber. He enters with Kinkowski. Anatra, or correction. Yeah, that is Anatra on the back check. There is the Sachem trying to enter 2-on-2. EI now heading the other way. Thomas Ivers with possession. Enters. Along the left wing wall. Carries it beneath the net. Pass in front. And ends up skipping just over the net. Sachem heading the other way. 2-on-2. Kinkowski to the outside. Fires shot. That sails wide of Dixon's net. It's going to be collected in neutral territory. That's Joe Capice. Pass to Monty results in a turnover. Slattery chips it in. Both teams go for the change. Carino on the forecheck. D-to-D pass beneath the goal line. Monty trying to find Cameron Calber there. Can't. Now Carino on the back check. Forces a turnover. Or Carino on the attack. O'Hay forced the turnover back check. My apologies. Sachem trying to re-enter. Play is broken up. Marizito can't settle it. Chris O'Hay in the neutral zone. Pass to Monty. He shields the puck. Cutting in. And Sachem enters offsides. We get our first stoppage with 13:21 remaining in the first period. You're watching Suffolk County High School Hockey League varsity action on the Long Island Sports Network. O'Hay in the dot versus Dolson. Dolson gets better from that time, but Sachem had possession, turnover. They enter offsides as Marizito ended up sliding into the Sachem zone offside, so we'll get a change here from both squads. Richie Bovich heading out, Michael Morrow. Bovich at wing tonight. Don't always see that. Evan LaFata in the dot versus Michael Morrow. Pass comes up and out of the zone, racing after it. Sent back in. DiGirolamo settles it. Tyler Brew with possession. Luke LaFata on the forecheck. Pass comes around the wall. Kieran Freeland has it, sends it back in. Broom under pressure. Both LaFata brothers, Evan and Luke, getting to work in the corner. Sachem comes away with it. Michael Morrow on his backhand, looking up the wall. Pass intended for Wanley. It's deflected out of Zoe. Bovich picks up in transition, coming in one-on-one. Godbout on the back check. Breaks up the play. LJ Lena can't get the clear. Bovich on the attack, tied up with Godbout. Kieran Freeland across. Pinching in. Walsh breaks the play up, but it comes out of the zone. Now Tyler Alamia will settle it. Evan LaFont on the attack. Lead pass to Richie Bovich. Pulls up. Tries to cut in. Turnover forced by Anatra. Out Bach 2 now. Thomas Ivers enters the zone on the other side. Pepe racing in as Ivers drops it off for Anatra. Plays broken up. EI. Pepe forcing a turnover shot. Turned aside by DiGirolamo. Anatra looking to get to work on the cycle. Puck ends up coming out of the zone. Colin Calber tries to put that one through the leg to McGarry. The play was broken up. And now Sean Walsh recollects in transition. Pass off the wall. Sachem, Kinkowski enters, pulls up, fires a shot. He scores! Thomas Kinkowski opens the scoring. Make that 31 goals on the year for the Sachem captain. And that comes with 11:47 remaining in the period. Beautiful shot from Kinkowski on the zone entry. Has one of the quickest releases in the league. And you don't score 31 goals by mistake. Sachem jumping out to a 1-0 lead. Kinkowski re-enters, pulls up, cutting across. Shot, save, Dixon. Rebound comes free. Slattery looking for the clearing attempt. It's held in by Colin Calber. Pass to Kinkowski, walks in, shot. Turned aside, rebound free in the slot. Comes out to the point. Joe Capice fires a shot. Stopped by Dixon. Sent down. Length of the ice. It rolls on net. DiGirolamo settles it. Makes the pass to Capice. EI in the middle of a change. Sachem going D to D. Kinkowski looking for the pass on the far side. Comes to Calber. He enters along the left wing wall. Cuts in. tried to make a pass. Play was broken up. O'Hay on the attack, using his speed to create havoc. Sachem can't hold it in. Comes to Capice. Under pressure. Sends it down. Icing on the play. We'll get a whistle. 11 minutes remaining in the period. Thomas Kinkowski opens the scoring to give Sachem the 1-0 lead. 11 minutes remaining. An exciting matchup between the first and third place teams in the Varsity Conference. Face off, one back. Shot turned aside by the blocker of DiGirolamo. Puck comes to the point. LJ Lena. Shot blocked by Cameron Calber. Puck leaves the zone. Lena reversing it. Marizito can't settle it. O'Hay forces a turnover. Enters with speed to the outside. Looking to cut back in. Pulls up, curls. Pass. Comes to Cameron Calber. Towards the back door. O'Hay shot from the slot won't go. Comes to Cameron Calber. Under pressure. Sends it into the right wing corner. Monty tying up Lena. Either player can come away with it. EI looking for the clear. Marizito has possession. Monty on the attack. O'Hay takes over. Marizito sends it up the left wing wall. O'Hay forcing change of possession. Walking in. Shot. Scores! Sachem! Back-to-back goals! And they take an early 2-0 lead. And watch Chris O'Hay here. Just so tenacious. So fast, and he does a good job, makes a quick read, and I'm not sure if Monty got a piece of it. Might have been O'Hay. Either way, we'll see how it's credited. 10-10 remaining in the first period. Appears it's been credited to Chris O'Hay, assisted by Cameron Calber and Greg Monty. Face off at center. It's tied up. Sachem looks head up ice. Morrow enters the zone, but it's offsides. 10:03 now remaining in the period. Chris O'Hay, such a skilled, fast player, and he's really at his best against top flight competition. He doesn't necessarily like to slow down, but when he's able to play fast and his opponents play fast, well, he can take advantage of that. Morrow battling with Ford along the wall. McGuire tying up. Sachem enters the zone. Bovich on the attack. Morrow settles it. Gets tied up with Bovich, who now cuts in on the backhand pass. Morrow shot, turned aside. Dixon comes up, not out of the zone, held in by Mascaro. Chips it back in. EI recollects, sent up the wall. McGuire collects, drops it off. Bovich walks in, backhand pass. McGuire shot, and he scores! Back-to-back goals! And EI stunned. This is a Sachem squad that felt like they could have beaten EI last time, and it's certainly not over. But they've now called timeout. It's 3-0. It's hard to imagine a better start for Sachem. 3 goals, 3 different players. Kinkowski unassisted, 11:47. A minute and 37 seconds later, Chris O'Hay finds the back of the net, assisted by Cameron Calber and Greg Monty. And then Richie Bovich finds Nick McGuire wide open in front of the net. The Sachem power forward uses his size and his reach to slip one past the pad of Dixon on his backhand. With 9:26 remaining, that's just 44 seconds after O'Hay scored 3 goals in a span of 2 minutes and 21 seconds. EI. Dixon comes out of the timeout. He's heading back to his crease. It's hard to imagine how you could have blamed him for those 3 goals, but I don't think anybody expected this. Anybody who says they expect the Sachem to come out, take a 3-0 lead, well, if they claim they said it, they're probably lying. And if you think this game is over, you think this is nowhere near the end. Kinkowski enters, pulls up, knocked off the puck, and Natra collects. Cutting in, moves it to Slattery. Sachem on the forecheck, but the puck comes out of the zone. Thomas Ivers with Pepe. Back checking is Kinkowski. EI, Ivers comes in, pass across, deflected. Kinkowski chips it out. Slattery looks D to D. Doesn't like what he sees. He wants Pepe, and ends up making a pass off the wall towards Thomas Ivers. And Natra has it in his own zone, under pressure. Flips it up and out. Colin Calber breaks it up. Sends it back in. EI. Jack McGarry. Lead pass. Broken up at the line. Strong defense by Tyler Alamia, who's really been impressive these last couple weeks. Throws a hit against Ivers. Puck comes out of the zone. Turnover. Kinkowski entering. Pulls up on his backhand. Shot. Deflected. Second attempt. Comes out in front. Octu can't settle it. Comes to the point. Sean Walsh. Shot. Save Dixon. Cameron Caliber, Greg Monty, Chris O'Hay back out up front. Matched up against Jack Dolson's line of Anthony Marizito and Alex Carino. Dolson wins the draw back to Freeland. Turnover forced by Monty. Cutting towards the net. Pulls up. Shot. Goes wide. O'Hay collects. Wraparound attempt. Puck comes free. Turnover. Monty. Shot. Save. Rebound. O'Hay collects. Sachem playing fast and playing hard in the opening period. Puck comes to the point. Shot. Turned aside. Rebound free. O'Hay. Shot. Goes just wide. Chris O'Hay making his presence known as Greg Monty looks to get to work on the cycle. LJ Lena sends it up. Puck is sent back down into the zone. Monty looks to collect it off the wall. Lena escapes. Lead pass. Finds Marizito. Capice back. Breaks up the play. Marizito still has possession. Takes a hit in the corner. And a thunderous one at that. Play will continue. Sachem with possession. Heading up ice with speed. 2-on-2. Cameron Calber. Forced outside. Strong defensive play by LJ Lena. And he loses his footing. Blew a tire along the half wall. Alex Carino battling for it. Calber enters the fray after getting to his feet. Monty with it as well, but EI is going to come away with it. Jack Dolson. But Monty forces a turnover. The Sachem power forward comes in. Shot turned aside by Dixon. EI netminder shuts the door. 2 clutch saves. And then an Atra zone exit. Cameron Calber trying to tie him up. EI captain still has it. Trying to will his way towards the net. Forced to pull up. Pass to Thomas Ivers. Gets one on. Second attempt. Save! DiGirolamo. EI trying to hold the zone. They can't. Sachem gets it out. They go for a change. Ryan Anatra looks to take advantage. Joe Capice steps up. Shot. Save. DiGirolamo. The Sachem netminder shuts the door that time. 6:44 remaining. Ryan Anatra trying to create something out of nothing. That line will stay out. Face off. One back. Mascaro to the weak side wall. Ivers intercepts. Sean Walsh. Poke check. Forced to change possession. Colin Calber looking. Has possession. Enters. Slips through one defenseman but has it poked off his stick. On the cycle. Pinkowski against McGarry. McGarry comes away with it. Settling it. Looking up ice. Elects to carry. Across the red line. Chips it in. Pepe will chase on the opposite side. Mascaro against him. Mascaro now has possession beneath the goal line. Ivers on the forecheck. Ties him up. Mascaro loses a glove. Ends up kicking it free. Sachem with possession. But Colin Calber trying to reverse beneath his own goal line. EI nearly forces a turnover, and Sean Walsh rescues it. Lead pass. Kinkowski, the Sachem captain, coming in. Cuts to the outside. McGarry forcing him to pull up as Kinkowski tied up with a Natra, but second effort. Natra comes away with the puck. Kinkowski forces him back in. On the attack, trying to box him out. And the pass comes to Thomas Ivers. Turnover. And Sachem enters offsides. Michael Morrow unaware. The puck had crossed the blue line, and Ryan Anatra, Thomas Kinkowski going toe-to-toe here. 5:29 remaining. LaFata's line out with Godbout flanking them. Face off, one back by Octu. He seems to be centering this line with Bovic and Wandling, at least for this shift. Now, Jay Lena, backhand pass up the wall. Luke LaFata to Evan LaFata. Coming in 2-on-2, Godbout with him. Fires a shot, deflected by the stick of Broom. Godbout gets it to Evan LaFata. Pass to the front. Luke LaFata can't get the shot off. And there's a penalty on the play. EI heading to the power play with 5:06 remaining. A chance to put one on the board. Waiting to see who's heading to the box. It appears it'll be Tyler Alamia. A power play for EI. Alamia called. Waiting for the official word on this penalty. 2-minute minor, of course. Interference is the call. Defensive zone draw. EI. Lafada tied up. Capiz sends it up, but Ivers holds it into the line. Walks across. Steps in. Makes the pass to Anatra. Back to Ivers. Stepping in. Pass. Puck comes to Pepe. Back to Ivers. Shot. Puck is free. Sent out of the zone after that, and then Dixon sends it up the wall towards Pepe. Nearly results in a turnover. Not sure why he didn't leave that for Ivers. Natra, lead pass, Luke Lafada. And the zone entry is broken up. EI looks to reset Sachem in a box. Doing a good job keeping them to the outside. Pass comes to Pepe, back to Anatra. He walks in. Shot blocked by Mascaro. He keeps him to the outside. EI, puck comes to the point. Pepe, shot. Save, DiGirolamo. 4:09 remaining in the period, 1:04 on the power play. Face off, one back by EI. Ivers walks in, shot, redirected, and DiGirolamo gets the stop. Does a good job coming out of his crease that time to take away the angle, and with 4:01 remaining, we have another stoppage. 56 seconds remaining for an EI power play that is among the most dangerous in the league. Take a look at the power play goals. They have 20 on the year. That is more than any other team. The next closest is Smithtown Hauppauge with 17. Bulls, of course, one of the few clubs that's only played 16 games this season. Ivers going across to Anatra. Shot over the net. 50 seconds remaining on the power play. Sachem Skinkowski. Poke check. Turnover force. Coming in against Ivers. Has the forward skating backwards. Pulls up. Toe drag. Shot. Save! Dixon. Sachem. Morrow. Kinkowski. Kinkowski settles. Walks in. Shot. Redirected. A good chance. And now EI heads the other way. Ivers enters. Makes Kinkowski miss. Pulls up. Looking for the pass. Shot. And they score. EI gets on the board. A power play goal. An interference penalty that came back to haunt Sachem. 3:19 remaining. It's a 2-goal game. And Ivers does a good job shielding the puck. Beats the defender who's forcing him to the outside. Then you have the body in front. And nobody picks up that player, and that results in the issue. My apologies. I meant to say Anthony Marizito. His name momentarily slipped my mind while I was trying to set the scores board up. Face-off has been won back. Mascaro. Lead pass. Cameron Calber can't settle it. O'Hay on the attack. But EI goes D to D. Lead pass up the wall. Broken up. Second attempt. Comes to Capiz. O'Hay checks up as the Sachem defender enters the zone. Pulls up. Sends it around the wall. Monty looks to collect. He does. Walks the line. Cuts into the slot. Looking for a shot. Goes wide. Collected. O'Hay on the cycle. Comes to Monty now. Curls towards the wall. Turnover forced by EI. Ends up skating it right into the defender. Monty on the back check. Looking to break that one up. He's not afraid to handle a puck, and when he does run into someone able to take it away from him, he's not afraid to get to work on the back check. Mascaro now beneath the goal line. Haven't seen Matera tonight, so presuming he's not going to enter the game. Comes out. Monty can't get the clear. Dolson holding it at the line. He's played all 5 spots this season for EI. Capiz has it under pressure from Dolson. 2:10 remaining in the period. Puck comes to Monty. He resets, picking up speed. You don't want to let him do that. Sends it up the wall, though. Puck bounces on Lena. O'Hay cuts in on the backhand. Has it, looking. Has his stick lifted. A strong play by Lena. As O'Hay used his speed to create something out of nothing. Just couldn't capitalize. Notcher now re-enters. Sachem forcing him to the outside. Pass towards the slot. Shot off the iron from Ivers. Really went off the back, or rather side of the pipe as Ivers now re-enters. Not as much there as the EI rafters would have you believe. Pass comes to Slattery. Pulls up, looking. Shot goes wide. On the other side, Jack McGarry pinching in. Sean Walsh against him. Puck comes out. Shot turned aside by DiGirolamo. EI getting to work on the cycle, trying to catch Sachem running around. Shot turned aside, short side by DiGirolamo. Ivers with possession. Sachem collapsed in their own zone, out of position. Puck comes to the point. McGarry pass the left wing half wall. Shot, save. DiGirolamo covers. The sophomore makes the stop. We get a stoppage with 1 minute remaining in the frame. Anthony Mirazito putting EI on the board on the power play. Assisted by Thomas Ivers and Brian Slattery. Anatra line looking to pot another before the end of the period. Face-off one back by Sachem. Kinkowski up and out of the zone. Colin Caliber racing after it. Lena wins the race. Sends it back up the wall. Anatra curls. Morrow throws a hit, but seems like he got more of the boards than Anatra. Pass to the weak side. Ivers tries to slip past the defender. A strong play, but turnover by Sachem. Errant pass in transition. They're going to have to be smarter than that. Brian Anatra moves it back. Brian Slattery, the all-star defenseman looking up ice, makes the D-to-D pass. Pepe gets it, chips it in. And we get a whistle. Apparently, Pepe couldn't get a piece of it, so we get an icing with 27 seconds remaining in the frame. Defensive zone draw. Pepe will take it. All three members of the ZI first line capable of centering. All three capable of acting as number one options offensively when called upon. Face off. Ends up being controlled by EI. Lena, lead pass, comes out. One-on-one, Ivers coming in against Capice. Poked off his stick, second attempt. Goes through his legs. Or rather trickles through and then comes to the slot. Slattery, stick lift. Play is broken up. Still coming towards the net. EI pressing. Scores! Ryan Slattery! As the clock winds down. Gets it in the slot. Tied up by Capice the first time. Good support there from Pepe, and Slattery makes no mistake. Catches DiGirolamo, who's already down, trying to square up to that first shot. Not much the Sachem netminder can do there. You can't lose control of the puck like that in the slot. And you certainly can't let a forward go left to right after your goalie has already slid, because worst case scenario, you're going to turn that puck over. You want to turn it over on the side where the goaltender already is. The players in today's league, it's definitely gotten better in the last 5 years, that's for sure. Hockey in general has, but you really got to be careful with those. And after taking a 3-0 lead, EI scores 2 unanswered, one coming with 6 seconds left. And now we'll get a chance to see what both squads are made of. There's a good chance these teams will meet again down the road in the playoffs. These two teams, in all likelihood, are considered the favorites to win it. You also have KPC, St. Anthony, Smithtown, Howell. There's really 5 teams, all of whom have a chance. But when you look at the seniors who have produced this year, when you look at the pedigree, you have to give a slight edge, at least in some regards, to Sachem and EI. St. Anthony's had a lot of turnover. They still got Monteleone. They still got Mancini. They have pieces, but right now, it's anyone's league, but these two teams with their high-octane offenses are definitely favorites. Thank you so much for watching on the Long Island Sports Network. My name is Jack Ziskin. I'd like to thank you for tuning in. And on behalf of the entire crew here, thank you so much for watching. We're happy to be with you. Always fun to call these games between two rival schools. And 15 minutes on the clock as second stanza approaches. The LaFada line back out. Luke and Evan. Evan, a star at the JV level. Luke was a key piece of last year's varsity squad and has been strong this year as well. Liam Godbout on the other side. Enters now, pulls up, pass towards Luke LaFada. Evan LaFada races in, backhand shot, deflected. Godbout tries to tie up Calber, racing after him now. Lead pass comes to Colin Calber. Cameron lining up with Kankowski at the start of this period as they force an icing now. 14:39 remaining. Sachem started out the game, breaking up the Calber Kankowski trio, but now Cameron and Colin reunited at last. Just 15 minutes later, face-off, one shot, won't come. Trying to connect with Kankowski, the pass was behind him. A golden opportunity off the draw, but now EI heads the other way. Slattery pulls up, cuts to the outside, Mascaro, keeps him outside. Shot from the front, save, rebound from LaFada, and we get a whistle. Evan LaFada, Michael DiGirolamo, they were both stars at the JV level last year. And you're going to see here Brian Slattery, the smooth skating EI defenseman, with a nice fake cutting to the outside. Mascaro, just that half second, that's all it takes. That's why they always teach defenders, you have to square up to the chest, not necessarily the puck, the stick, how a player handles it, especially today. It can be deceptive. You see a lot more fakes nowadays than you did 5 years ago. Face-off has been won back. Alamia sends it around the wall. Monty, lead pass. Octu enters with O'Hay. Cutting towards the slot, it's poked off his stick. Throws a hit beneath the goal line. Sachem battling for it. O'Hay trying to poke it free. EI gets the clear. Puck heading all the way down. DiGirolamo has to come out and play it as it was heading up. And it was going to end up on net. Walsh sends it up. Octu gets it out, but he can't settle it. Puck comes free in transition. O'Hay recovers, resets to Alamia. He fires it. Not sure what his intention was there, to be quite honest with you, but Walsh recovers it. He's pinching, and then Octu holds it in at the line as Walsh jumped up to knock it down. Never actually reached him, and now EI with another icing here as Carino touched the puck before he reached the red line, and that's why we didn't get it waved off. Carino's stick a little bit short of that red line there, and his feet well short. The officials aren't going to give EI that one, understandably so. 13:36 remaining in the second stanza. Calber, Kankowski back at it again against the EI first line. Face off, one forward, Ivers and Anatra. Alamia blows a tire. Ivers coming in, 2-on-1 pass. Shot! Oh, and it just goes wide. Near disaster averted. Unforced error by Sachem. And now, heading the other way, Alamia settles it. D-to-D, Walsh. Back to Alamia. Throws a stutter step there. Crosses the red line, fires it in, goes to the bench. I believe that might have been an issue with his skate. Now EI heads up ice. Ivers enters. Pass to Pepe. Pulls up. Poke check by Cameron Calber. Strong defensive play. Now Kankowski, drop pass. Colin Calber, his shot, redirect into netting to get a stoppage. Sachem seeming like they've found their footing after giving up 2 late goals in that first frame. Face off in the right wing dot, Calber. That's Colin tied up with Pepe. Pepe's been taking the draws this period, trying to free Ryan Anatra and Thomas Ivers. Afterwards, Ivers was right behind Capice that time, and he lifted his stick, forced him to chip it in, which led to the late offsides, and now EI has possession. Slattery, cross-ice pass. Can't connect with Anatra. Lead pass intended for Kankowski also goes awry, as both teams try and key in on the opposing first lines. You get a high stick there by Cameron Calber. Way up in the air there, so the faceoff will come all the way down. Just not necessarily the type of play you want to make in a game like this. It's understandable to want to stop EI from generating opportunities in transition, but you have to make sure when you're doing that you don't end up creating an opportunity. And that's what ended up happening there. So Sachem gets a change, as does EI. The LaFada line back out. Evan the center, Luke the wing, Liam Godbout on the other side. Michael Morrow in the dot, John Golden with him, as is Nick McGuire. The face-off is won back by EI. Pass up the wall. Golden. Correction, Bovic actually up front. Not Golden. They force a turnover. EI player goes crashing into the boards beneath the goal line. That was Luke LaFada. Puck sent up, out of the zone by Bovic. He's battling for it. Sent back in. Comes to Capice. Pulls up, goes D to D. John Golden, listed as a defenseman on the roster. He's played a lot of wing this year. Now an icing committed by Sachem, and that's what happens when you have... My apologies there, as I had a brief issue with my monitor. But that's what happens when you have to mix up your defensive pairs. You have a player who you've... Look, it's great to be a Swiss Army knife kind of player. It's great to be able to play both spots, but... And this is the key thing here. You don't want to end up in a situation where you're yo-yoing a player. And right now, John Golden has to adapt to being a defenseman in what is arguably the biggest game of the regular season for Sachem. That's a tough task. Sean Walsh sending it up the wall, or trying to. Anatra comes away with a shot. Blocker to side. Rebound, glove down by Ivers. Pass towards the front. Behind the net, Pepe looking for Anatra. Can't connect. Sachem taking away the passing lanes. Puck comes out to the point. Freeland holds it in to Ivers. O'Hay steps up. Pass intended for Lena. It's behind him. Puck leaves the zone. Monty on him. Sachem's second line just trying to key in against EI's first. Anatra with a couple whacks at it. O'Hay slipping back. Pepe. Shot. Sails wide. Sachem collapsing, trying to prevent any high danger scoring chances. In reality, you end up creating more of those when you collapse because you're giving your opponent time and space. It negates you being back, and now you've screened your goalie. We now get a whistle here. Scrum along the half wall. Sachem gets a change up front. Kalber, Kankowski, and Cameron Kalber. Cameron, the third youngest brother. George, the eldest, has already graduated and moved on to Farmingdale State College, where he started this fall, or last fall now. And Sean Walsh tries to escape a defender, a turnover. 2-on-1 developing shot, redirected off the stick of Mascaro. Dangerous play. Walsh got caught over handling the puck against two of the league's most dynamic forwards. But he hands it back now, looking for a chance. Poked off his stick by McGarry, tied up. He goes crashing into the wall. He's back, getting back to his feet, but as he does, EI heads the other way. Kalber on the back check against Ivers. Shot, save, DiGirolamo, bailing his team out when it matters most. 10:20 remaining in the period. And EI with a sudden surge in their game. They're looking to create scoring chances. Ryan Anatra, their leading scorer from last season, will not lead their team in scoring this year. It's impossible, basically, for him to catch Thomas Ivers at this point, and I mean that as no disrespect. And it's no disrespect to Ivers. He's a fantastic player. But been working his way back from an injury. Came back at the start of this year as the face-off is won out of the zone by Sachem. Slattery forced to recover, carries it beneath his own goal line. Sachem hasn't scored since the opening 5 minutes of that first period. Morrow forcing a turnover, chips it in. Sachem looking to get to work. Puck is sent up and out of the zone. Glove down by Morrow, but it comes to Marizito. Mascaro looks to box him out. He does. Battling for possession. Marizito's second effort kicks it to Carino. Sent towards the slot. Deflected. Second attempt. Redirected. Comes free on the opposite side. Bovic just looking to send it. Can't. But he ends up settling it now. Evades two defenders with a dangerous play through his own slot. Now Wanling comes in. Looking for the shot. Can't find it, so he tried to pass it to Bovic. That leads to a turnover. Pinching in. Broom holds it. Turnover. EI heading the other way. They have a 4-on-1. And they enter. Marizito looking. Pass is broken up. A 4-on-1 gone awry for EI. Sent up and out. Goes out of play Sachem survives. A nearly devastating turnover. Would have given up the lead if not for that one, and might serve as a reminder to this squad that their lead is not as secure as they thought it was. They only lead by 1 now, and they're going to have to find ways, as impossible as it sounds, to keep the Thomas Ivers, Ryan Anatra, Anthony Pepe line from generating so many chances. Sachem has won the draw. Puck comes around the wall. They're using Nick McGuire with Octu and O'Hay. Ivers with possession. Pass intended for Anatra, broken up. McGuire shielding it against Anatra, and Octu ends up colliding with him as they tried to enter the zone, but O'Hay forcing a turnover. Octu now on the forecheck. Pass towards the slot. Shot turned aside by Dixon. Maybe this line has something to it. Sachem on the defense, and McGuire skating back. He played some defense at the JV level last year, if I'm not mistaken. Puck is sent around the wall. Pepe collects. Shot towards the net. Turned aside by DiGirolamo, but they were looking for a tip. They didn't get it. And now Anatra with possession. Alamia forces the pass to the point, looking for the shot. It's blocked by the stick, but turned over. Pepe with it. Octu trying to settle it under pressure from Anatra. Puck leaves the zone. Both benches calling for a holding call there, and that puck goes out of play. I should have said both crowds. Neither bench called, because it was pretty clear that both Anatra and Octu were pulling at each other's jerseys, and what does it accomplish to send both into the box? Officials are going to let that go in a game like this. They're going to try and let them play. That's the right decision. And they do a great job. There's no game without the officials. It's cliche, but it's true. There's a reason there's signs in the bathroom across every rink in America saying be kind to your officials. Maybe they could put it in some more prominent places, but it still holds true. Face-off won by Sachem. Mascaro to Golden. Back to Mascaro. Dolson on the attack, and Marizito deflects the pass. Colin Calber against Brian Slattery, who escapes. EI enters. Dolson looking for Carino. Can't find him. Shot turned aside by DiGirolamo. Dolson, another rookie coming up from that strong EI JV squad. Calber sends it around the wall. And Cameron Calber picks it up. Puck comes to Thomas Kinkowski. One-on-one against McGarry. Tied up. And Sachem has possession. There's a penalty on the play. Mascaro shot from the point. We get a whistle. .7:27 remaining. Sachem heading to the power play. Kinkowski was interfered with by McGarry. Slattery talking to the official now. Marizito is actually the one heading to the box. I really believe that was McGarry on the play, but maybe I was mistaken. Marizito was the one who was called. McGarry interferes, ends up going to the corner. Kinkowski's stick comes up as McGarry interferes. He lifts the stick up. So Kinkowski's going to end up hitting someone in the head because the stick is lifted. And well, some conversation between each side of the stands. I'd like to remind everyone that these are literally, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, children playing. They're under the age of 18. Marizito's coming out of the box. It's a 5-minute major on the board. He's confused, and to be honest, I didn't think it was Marizito who committed the penalty. Again, we have the benefit of being able to look from up here, having all the fun, but unfortunately, as it stands, it's going to be Marizito who sees his night end early. Unfortunate for him. Call on the ice is cross-checking. I'm actually a bit perplexed. McGarry's heading to the bench. McGarry, I think, was even a little confused, but irregardless, the cross-check coming after McGarry tried to contain Kinkowski. A 5-minute major, and Sachem's going to have to capitalize here because they had a 5-minute major drawn against KPC. They couldn't really capitalize on it, and that was the turning point in their eventual overtime loss. Puck leaves the zone. Joe Capice with possession. Resetting to Richie Bovich. Under pressure, but he escapes. Enters. Pulls up. Looking for a pass. Walks in. Couldn't connect with Cameron Calber. Greg Monty has it. Pass to Colin Calber. Across. Bovic. Shot. Save Dixon. Rebound comes free. LJ Lena looking for the clear. Play is broken up. Pepe racing after it. Calber boxes him out. Bovic has it. Shields the puck. Carries it beneath the goal line. Lena forces him to pull up. On his backhand. Pass to Monty. Dolson pressuring him. Now he curls in the corner. Pass to Colin Calber. Sachem fires a shot from the point. Rebound comes free. Bovic collects in the corner, but no second opportunity. Pulls up there. Looking for the pass across. Can't connect. Sachem getting a bit too fancy, trying to just look for the perfect play, but now Pepe heading in one-on-one against Capiz. Poke check. Breaks that one up, but shouldn't let how nice a defensive play that is distract from the fact that Sachem is on a 5-minute major, and they don't have possession. Cameron Calber re-enters. EI gets it, sends it the other way. Puck is gloved down by Capiz. He settles it. Lead pass comes to Colin Calber. Looks across, finds, shot, save, rebound, covered by Dixon, and we get a stop. 3:14 remaining on the power play. 5:41 remaining in the period. A 5-minute major to Anthony Marizito that sees his night come to an end. And it's given Sachem a chance to build on their lead, but as we saw on Sunday night, Sachem drew 2 5-minute majors, KPC committing both of them, and Sachem's had their fair share of major penalties as well, so it's not like officials have favored one team or the other. It's just they come in different games sometimes. Face off, one back initially, but a great poke check, and now racing after it. Luke Lafata, Colin Calber boxing him out, but Lafata picking up speed. Turnover forced. Kinkowski has to rescue it. Anatra pressuring. Saucer pass comes all the way across the zone. Colin Calber collects. Drops it off. O'Hay cutting towards the center. Pass attempt is broken up. Second attempt towards the back door. Can't connect with Calber. Anatra goes down to the ice. He wants a call. Won't get it as Calber whacked at the puck and it ends up taking down Anatra. Calber, Kinkowski, shot, save, rebound is free. Anatra sends it, but it's held in at the line. Pass to O'Hay, shot. Turn. Oh, no, that went just wide. Octu tries to put it across his body, but ends up going across the blue paint, D to D. O'Hay walks in, fires it across. Towards the backdoor pass, towards Octu is deflected. O'Hay holding it at the line initially, battling for possession. It's Octu. Can't be settled. Sachem still going for it. And we're going to get a whistle here. And from my vantage point, I couldn't actually see a call on that play. I believe it's just a stoppage. Both teams getting very, very physical here, and that's to be expected in a rivalry game, you know. And it can catch a lot of people off guard. It certainly caught me off guard when I first started working here, and you know, it's easy to get very emotionally invested in these games. It's very exciting, very fun to watch, but you have to back up and remember, if one team is getting chippy, the other one probably is too. Face off is one back. Kinkowski cuts in. Pass intended to go across is broken up. Comes to Cameron Calber. Pass comes back towards Kinkowski. Rolls on him. Ivers pressures. Saucer pass. Wandlin drops it off. Turnover forced. Puck goes all the way down. DiGirolamo settles it. Capiz picks it up. Ivers chasing. Curls towards the bench. Electing to wait for Kinkowski to take over. And Kinkowski with some deft stick handling there to avoid Ivers. And then Ivers' second attempt. Play is broken up. Puck is deflected. Pepe can't settle it. Kinkowski gets it. Enters. Pulls up. Tied up. Delayed penalty drawn. And we get a whistle. And it appears that Sachem has drawn a 5-on-3 man advantage, courtesy of the captain, Thomas Kinkowski. 3:49 remaining in the period. Kinkowski getting held up, harried at every turn. And look, you're going to see those penalties committed in a game like this because you're dealing with a player like Kinkowski. When you deal with a player like Anatra, guys who are so talented that they can change the momentum of the game on their own, seemingly. you're going to get these penalties. Now, 1:22 remaining on the major to Marizito, and 2 minutes on a minor to Ivers. Face off, won by EI. They get that very important clear. It's going to eat into a lot of this power play time, and Sachem has got to find the back of the net on this man advantage, or they may be doomed to repeat their overtime loss for Monday night. Colin Calber on the zone entry. Pulls up. Pass across. Kinkowski has to settle it. Shot from an off-angle. Rebound. Can't be settled. Kinkowski scored on a one-timer from that exact spot on Sunday night. Pulls up. Backhand pass. Shot. Rebound. Kinkowski trying to settle it. Under pressure. Pass comes to the point. Dixon is squared up. Calber. Kinkowski. He pulls up. Shot. Turned aside on the rebound in the corner. 40 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. Sachem has yet to find the back of the net. Calber walking in. Pulls up on his backhand. Looking for a pass. And it comes across along the wall. Sachem bunching up here. Can't take advantage of their numerical advantage. And a shot from the point. Redirected. Collected. Lena looking for the clear. Sent up. But not out of the zone. It's held in by Capiz. Kinkowski collects. Pulls up. Shot. And it goes into the netting. We get a stoppage. 12 seconds remaining on the 5-minute. 12 seconds remaining on the major that was assessed to Marizito. And now Sachem still unable to capitalize on this power play. They're actually struggling with more space. And it's a weird but not uncommon problem to overthink it when you have a man advantage. And right now that's what it looks like what they're doing. And I don't say that in a negative connotation. I don't mean it that way. But right now, that's what it is. They haven't been able to get to work, settle it down, and they have numbers. Bovic cutting in, forced to pull up, pass, shot, Mascaro off the wall. First penalty expires to 5-on-4. 2 players got out of the box for EI. Officials monitoring that as a shot turned aside, redirect. Under 30 seconds remaining on the minor penalty. Luke Lafata firing at the length of the ice. Ryan Anatra will chase Mascaro, looking to box him out. Sachem defender to his backhand, forcing Anatra to pull up, and now Bovic with possession. Lead pass to O'Hay, 3-on-2. Power play will expire as O'Hay enters to the outside. Cuts in, shot! And the second attempt is turned aside. Puck is loose beneath the goal line. Bovic collects. 5-on-5 shot. Turned aside by Dixon again. EI looking for the clear. They're going to get it. Mascaro breaks up the play. Ties up Ivers. Luke Lafata collects. Ryan Anatra enters. Pulls up. Shot. Over the net of DiGirolamo. On the other side, Slattery. Battling with O'Hay. Puck comes up but not out of the zone. Second attempt, O'Hay breaks up the play. Looking to settle it. Can't. Anatra. Pass. Pepe to weak side, and Slattery can't capitalize. Puck comes to the point. McGarry walks in. Pass across. Ivers. It's deflected. Bovic gets a stick on it. Looking for the clear. Can't find it. Ends up in the skates of Mascaro, who pokes it out. Ivers resets. Sachem looking for a change, but EI has possession. Ivers enters. Pulls up. Slips by one defender. And it's poked free. Pepe beneath the goal line, looking to stuff a short side pass to Anatra. Shot, and he can't capitalize. Second attempt, he scores! Ryan Anatra! 46.5 seconds remain in the second period. A 3-goal lead has evaporated. Ryan Anatra couldn't get all of that the first time, but he recovers, pulls up, and catches DiGirolamo with his foot off the post, and that's all it takes. And, you know, it's a frustrating situation for a young netminder because you don't want to get caught not holding your pipe. It's become incredibly, and it's always been emphasized, but definitely in recent years, especially with all the off-angle shots you've seen players start to take as goal has become more and more positionally sound. They take a more aggressive stance in their net, and he gets caught outside. There's no one there defensively, and now it's all tied up. Sachem's early efforts all for naught. Ivers now entering with Anatra. Shot turned aside by DiGirolamo. Colin Calber along the wall, tries to reverse. Ivers says thank you very much, looks towards the front. Pepe to Anatra, rolls on him. Ivers, shot, turned aside. Sachem trying to escape the period tied after taking an early 3-goal lead. Kinkowski on the attack against Lena. Lead pass, comes to Pepe. Calber forces him to pull up. EI, pass across, it's going to be icing. And with 5.5 seconds remaining, it heads all the way back down. Sachem secured an early 3-goal lead, but since the first period, they have not found the back of the net. Brody Dixon shutting the door, and he has a tendency to do this late in games. Five seconds remaining. Face-off won by EI. They cleared up and out. Period will expire. Sachem, a 3-goal lead, slips through their fingertips. They head to the break, trying to reset, recollect, find their game, because right now, the way it stands, 3 goals in the first 5 minutes and 34 seconds. And more specifically, 3 goals in the first, in a span of 2:21. And now that lead is gone. EI scores 2 late in the first. They score again in the second. And it's 3-3. Both netminders are settled into the game. But EI clearly has the momentum. Both teams are able to roll 3 lines, but Sachem has clearly elected to shorten their bench a little bit. EI hasn't, or they haven't had to as much up until that 5-minute major penalty. And now with the long change over, EI scoring once, just 1 goal in that period, Sachem has to find a way to secure victory. Because otherwise, if you lose this game, you blow that 3-goal lead. That is something that can come back to haunt you. It is something that can just eat at you. And I don't say that to be discouraging. I am an impartial announcer, of course, but, you know, you get into these situations, and that's the type of game it becomes. It becomes a situation of what is the effect on your mentality if you lose this game. And if I had to guess, probably wouldn't be pretty. Brian Slattery has been fantastic. He's carrying the puck more in transition. It's made a huge difference for EI. When he's more aggressive, they're a better team. For Sachem, they're going to have to start getting more offense from Joe Capice. They've been trying to run it through Kinkowski and Caliber a lot, and you can see it's eating at them. Down the stretch against KPC, they struggled because they relied so heavily on those top guns, and they really don't need to. They're going to have to find ways to get Chris O'Hay more involved, use his speed in transition, because right now, as it stands, the tide has shifted and it favors EI as they are rolling right now. Dolson against Cameron Calber. Face-off won back by EI. McGarry. Or as his jersey says, M. Gary. Seems like he lost the C somewhere along the way this season. Evan LaFata pass to the front. Play is broken up on the back check. Calber, or Colin that is, looking up ice. Crosses the red line, chips it in. EI does a good job in transition defensively. They've made a few adjustments here since that timeout, and they really didn't pick up the pace until halfway through the first period. Not to say that their pace was bad in the first place, but Colin Calber knocked off the puck. Sachem recovers in the neutral zone. Golden pulls up, escape turn, and he's looking up ice, fires a quick pass, and that's what they need from him, those quick, easy transition passes. Kinkowski to Calber, looking, shot, turned aside, puck is loose. Kinkowski has it now under pressure from Slattery. Pass to the slot, no one home for Sachem. EI heading the other way. Evan LaFata has a pinching Slattery. They enter, shot, turned aside by DiGirolamo. Puck comes free beneath the goal line, sent up the wall. Sachem looking to press in transition. Lead pass, Cameron to Colin Calber. Pulls up against McGarry. McGarry forced him outside, pass to the slot. Looking for a shot. Cameron Calber ends up in the skates of Slattery. Kinkowski can't settle. It comes up and out of the zone. Jack Dolson, 3-on-2, but Carino heads to the bench. Poke check, turnover force. Cameron Calber collects. He's the last member of his line out. Joe Capice back. Fires the cross-ice pass intended for Tyler Alamia. It goes awry. Calber has to cover. Pepe enters, fires a shot, goes wide. Comes free on the opposite side. Kinkowski, he's at the end of his shift. Ivers fresh on the ice. Outbach 2, forces a change of possession. Sends it around the wall, no one there for Sachem. Ryan Anatra takes it on his backhand, pulls up. Tied up by Calber, but he escapes, but he's forced to leave the zone. Calber will get a change. Sachem Still on the defensive. Ivers re-entering. Monty on the back check. Alamia battling. Some extracurriculars in the corner. Officials let him play. Oktu heads up ice. Finds Kinkowski. Shot. Turned aside. Kinkowski still out there as Oktu helps to force, or nearly force a turnover. Comes free in transition. Monty up the wall. Lena takes it. Enters. Pulls up in the slot. Looking for a shot. Fires it, but it's blocked by O'Hay. Second attempt. Once again blocked by O'Hay, but he can't settle it. Comes beneath the goal line. Ivers to Anatra. To the front. Comes all the way out. Lena looking for a shot. Chips it off the wall. Pepe on the cycle. Anatra looking for Ivers. Puck comes free. It's covered in the slot. DiGirolamo allows Sachem to escape with EI putting the pressure on here in the third period. You're watching Suffolk County High School Hockey League action on the Long Island Sports Network. Once again, I'm Jack Siska. I'd like to thank you so much for putting up with my voice here tonight. As the first place EI Chiefs sitting at 14-1-2 take on a Sachem squad that is 12-3, 1-1 on the year, and they started out 7-0 before they had to go up against EI KPC late, and they've had some really tightly fought battles there, but Sachem appears to have been caught in a line change that ends up with O'Hay leaving the ice. Kinkowski couldn't win it forward. Dolson saw that coming a mile away. He's out there with Luke LaFlata and Liam Godbout. And two players down in the corner. EI touches the puck. Might have been called against Sachem. Just really couldn't see who it was called against. Seems like EI had possession. Sachem player down beneath the goal line. Trainer gonna have to come out here if I had to guess. And 2-minute minor on the play. Joe Capice comes out.
There's someone hurt. Show some fucking respect.
Sachem player down beneath the goal line. .12:03 remaining in the period, and while we hope the players on the ice is okay. No use in speculating right now. Varsity action on the Long Island Sports Network. Your home for Suffolk County High School Hockey League play, and it appears the Sachem player being helped off the ice. An unfortunate situation here as trying to make out the number here, but you never want your focus to be on seeing who it was. I think that's Sean Walsh. That's a big loss. That's their all-star defenseman. He's a big part of that team. That's a big loss. And right now, I believe Sachem is heading to the PK. Officials have assessed the penalty to Walsh, who left the ice. So someone's going to have to serve it. It's going to be Joe Wanling. The power play has been awarded to EI. The call on the ice is for holding. Two minutes. EI's lethal power play looks to go back to work. They have one earlier in the game. Now they have a chance to take the lead. They came back the first time to win 5-4. Now it's tied 3-3. Ivers at the point. Under pressure from Kinkowski. Give and go for Natra. Alamia trying to keep him to the outside. Kinkowski manning the point as Ivers shot redirected by the stick of Kinkowski. Alamia backhands it up, but Anatra gloves it down. Cross ice pass. Pepe back to Anatra. Shot. Scores! Ryan Anatra on the power play. A 3-goal lead that vanished. A power play opportunity. A defenseman lost to injury. And things can turn on a dime in this league. EI has taken a 1-goal lead. Now Thomas Kinkowski's squad will have to settle the score if they want to force overtime, but as Ivers enters, drop pass, Natra shot, rebound comes free, sent up the wall, Monty. Lead pass to Kinkowski, coming in 1-on-2. Pulls up, shot, over the net. Slattery tries to send it up the wall. Monty got a piece of it, but Natra has the rest of it. Splits past Mascaro, pass across, can't connect. There's a delayed call going against Sachem with 11:16 remaining. Another power play drawn by EI, and when you have a player as dangerous as Ryan Anatra, they have the ability to draw those minors. We mentioned it earlier on. And I say we, I always forget I'm alone for these broadcasts, my apologies, but it holds true, you know. The reality is when you have game breakers, players who can alter the course of a play, change the course of a game, you draw a lot of penalties. Now Colin Calber's in the box. Sachem's down a key penalty killer. O'Hay and Cameron Calber head out, and Octu as well. Sachem shorthanded on defense. Now they're on the PK. Face-off is won by EI. O'Hay is playing defense. Anatra across. Pepe to Ivers. Cameron Calber trying to keep him outside shot. Redirection. Save DiGirolamo. We get a stoppage. 1:45 remaining on the power play. 11 minutes remaining. And what could potentially be the final frame. Sachem needs a goal to tie it. EI looks to secure the 2-goal lead, and they call it the worst lead in hockey. But it's always worse to be just 1 goal away from a tie game. Face off. Tied up, won by EI. Ivers at the line. Pass. Shot from Pepe goes well wide. Natra pulls up. Looking. Pass to Pepe. Across to Ivers. It's on his backhand. He walks in. Pass cross. Shot. Scores! Back-to-back power play goals. EI has taken a 2-goal lead. 5 unanswered. 10:42 remaining in the third period. Sachem, for lack of a better term, is in disarray. Pepe from the back door. EI still hungry for more. They've scored 5 unanswered. Sachem hasn't scored since 9:26 in the first period. That's 9:26 remaining. Pass comes to Colin Calber, fresh out of the box, looking for a shot. Pulls up, fires, save. Dixon gets it in his glove. Initially ended up along his shoulder before he caught it with the basket catch. 10:29 now remaining. Now Sachem finds themselves trailing. Octu wins it back. Mascaro shot. Stop. Rebound covered by Dixon. A strong shot from Angelo Mascaro. Took one of 2 consecutive Sachem penalties in this period. Or actually, I believe he ended up. My mistake. Sean Walsh took one of them. I think Mascaro was called earlier on, but I could be wrong about that too, as the face-off is controlled by EI eventually. Luke Walter with possession. Chipping it in. Golden. Minkowski. Walter colliding. Lafada battling beneath the goal line. Mascaro. Colin Calber. Kinkowski. Settling it. Pulls up against Evan Lafada. Looking for Hal Octu. Instead, elects to carry. Pulls up. Slips through. Still has it. Ducks a hit from Lafada. Mascaro holds it in, battling for possession. Octu has to rescue it. Kinkowski tried going 1-on-5. Could not get to the finish line. Sachem struggling to generate offense. Kinkowski got the zone entry, but they can't get to work. Golden in transition. Carino pressuring. He throws it up the wall. Sent back towards Golden. He settles it, but it comes to Evan Lafada. Walks in. Shot. Save. DiGirolamo shutting the door. EI in control here in the third period. 5 unanswered goals. And it's one thing to say it isn't over yet when a team goes down 3-0. It's another to see a team actually score 5 in a row. That's how dangerous this EI team is, top to bottom. Face-off has been won back. Alamia around the wall. McGuire racing ahead, enters the zone, ships it into the opposite corner. Bovic picks it up, sends it back around the wall. EI takes over, sends it up. Glove down, Capice holds it. Morrow pulls up. Lena gets the takeaway. Tied up in the corner. Puck comes to Bovic. He's battling for it, but Lena recovers. Backhand pass. Godbout gets it out of the zone. Alamia fires it in. Freeland on the defensive. Morrow and Bovic on the forecheck. Lena with possession. Pulls up. Sachem. Turnover force. Pass towards the front of the net. Morrow drop to McGuire. Handcuffed him. EI heading the other way. Dolson with Godbout. Trying to split the defense. Capice breaks the play up. Settles it. Still has it. Racing up ice. Enters. Poked off his stick. Continuing the battle. Bovic can't settle it. Comes up to the point. Morrow holds it in. Bovic tried to knock it down. McGuire now rescues it. Pulls up in the corner but loses the handle. Luke Lafata heading the other way. Enters. Pulls up. Fires. Shot turned aside. Rebound kicked out. Pepe fires. Again turned aside. Rebounds coming out, and Sachem slow to recover. Capice, lead pass. McGuire ships it in. Goes off the linesman. Puck remains in play. Sent on net by Kinkowski. Turned aside easily by Dixon. Pepe now against Kinkowski. Sachem captain pulls up, and now Anatra heading up ice. John Golden with possession. Or John Golden on the defensive against Anatra, who has possession. My apologies. O'Hay back to defense. Takes a hit from Anatra. There's a penalty on the play. And there isn't much surprise there. O'Hay wisely does not get involved after that. And, you know, it's been a chippy game. It's been one of those games where you want to finish your hits. O'Hay is an interesting choice, and he's not necessarily the player who's going to... If you're trying to draw someone into a fight, he's probably the last person I would pick on that Sachem squad. But that puts Anatra in the box. It puts Sachem on the power play, and O'Hay will stay at the point. Right now, they're going to have to throw some different combinations out there, because right now it's just not working. And this is one of those combinations as a pass from Kinkowski goes awry. Cameron Calber. Pass intended for the point. Turnover. Again, Sachem on the defensive. EI, 2-on-2, shorthanded. O'Hay forces Iversey outside. Pulls up. Pass. Shot. Save! DiGirolamo bailing his team out. A shorthanded scoring opportunity. Pepe thought it was in. I don't see how he came to that conclusion, because the only way it could have gone in, and I mean the only way, because you're going to see it here, he pulls up Ivers, drags it across. He's made this move, and there's no way to prove it. Not that these replays are reviewable, they're not. They're for your viewing pleasure, but that ends up on top of DiGirolamo. So with 1:39 remaining, we get a stoppage. A timeout by Sachem, understandably so. 7:07 remaining in the frame. And they're going to have to find a way to make something happen. They can't have those turnovers. You can't have those turnovers on the power play. There's no world which you can make those turnovers and compete for a county championship. It's just not how it happens. If you want to talk to our very own Travis Quigley, who won it with West Islip back in the day, he'll tell you the same thing. The reality is this: Sachem, they've lost Sean Walsh. They don't have Nicky Russ. You have to roll with the punches. They scored 3 unanswers. They were rolling with them at the start. And now they've given up 5 in a row. They're going to have to settle it down, get to work. They're going to have to designate someone besides Kinkowski to carry the puck up ice, someone besides Colin Calber, because EI has keyed in on them. They know they want to move the puck to them, and to a certain extent, you're always going to know who an opponent's top option is. But right now, at this moment, at this time, EI knows what Sachem wants to do. They have to start trying to design plays, run them through the secondary options they have. And again, their secondary options to be primary options on some teams. So it's not like this is that critical. This is just, you can't expect to run the entire offense through Caliber. They were getting offense from up and down the lineup earlier on, and now they have to do it again. But instead, Colin Caliber racing up ice. Enters the zone. Pulls up. Pass to the slot. Cameron Caliber settles it. Can't get the shot off. Pass goes awry. Puck leaves the zone. Sachem unable to capitalize yet again. O'Hay has to settle. Makes the lead pass again. Caliber to Caliber. O'Hay looking for the pass along the left wing wall, but Caliber elects to carry it. Pulls up. Shot. Save. Rebound is free. Kinkowski has it roll on him. And now heading the other way. One-on-one. Ivers. Caliber on the back check. O'Hay against Pepe. Gets caught flat-footed. Shot goes wide. Ivers. O'Hay knocks him off the puck. Monty secures it. Races up ice. He's going to enter. Pulls up. Cuts to the outside. Slattery forces him that way. Pass to O'Hay. And it came too late. EI forces a turnover. They head the other way. 35 seconds now remaining as Pepe's shot is broken up. Kinkowski with possession. And he's going to carry it himself. Enters. Pulls up. Tried to slip it through. Slattery has to reset in the corner. Pass to O'Hay. Slap shot. Redirected. The best opportunity of the power play coming off a pass from Kinkowski. Comes back to O'Hay. Off the wall. Monty's unable to collect. O'Hay holds it in initially. Still battling for it. EI comes away with it. Sends it up the ice. Luke Lafato will race after. DiGirolamo has to stay in his crease. 5 seconds remaining on the power play. Caliber and Kinkowski on the back check. EI with possession. The power play expires. Sachem's woos on the man advantage continue as Caliber battles for it. Sachem has been making a lot of passes on the power play recently, and it's nice to move the puck, but the ultimate goal of a pass is a shot on net. They haven't been able to generate enough of those. That is why they are trailing. Outbach 2 against Alex Carino. He enters the zone. Resecures possession. Pulls up in the corner. Jack McGarry on him. He's had a strong game. Comes to Carino. He tries to fire it out. It's held in by Bovic. Octu collects. Looking to the point. Finds Sean Walsh. He's back on the ice. Shot. Save. Rebound is free. Dixon makes the stop. 4:44 remaining in the period. My apologies. It appears the power play clock stayed up a little bit longer than it was meant to. Face off in the right wing dot. Octu. Can't win the draw against Pepe. LJ Lena to Ryan Anatra. Looking up ice, trying to spring Thomas Ivers. Walsh gloves it down. Tries to slip it past Anatra. He can't. Wandling rescues it. Pass comes to Octu. Sachem re-enters. Octu shot turned aside by the post. Bovic pulling up against pressure. Escapes again, looking for the shot. Finds the pass. Instead, Wandling can't settle it. Not enough space, not enough time. Sachem trying to force these passes to the slot, trying to force that picture-perfect look. It doesn't always come that way. Octu with possession, trying to slip through two defenders. It's a turnover. Puck is sent the length of the ice. Icing on the play. And we get a whistle and a stoppage. Sachem, they're getting to work in the offensive zone, but, you know, it's a rare thing to say, but the offensive zone time they're getting is not leading to a lot of offense for them right now, and they're going to have to just start throwing the puck on net, start looking for rebounds. Colin Caliber in the dot versus Anthony Pepe. Pepe wins the draw again. They've been killing Sachem in the dot down the stretch. Mascaro can't hold the line. Ivers, Anatra, zone entry, EI is off. Monty will settle. Pass comes across. Kinkowski enters. Slips through Slattery, but Lena rescues it. Monty deflects it. Pepe can't get it out of the zone. Anatra, second effort. Kinkowski ties him up. Pepe knocks him off the puck. Anatra collects. Under pressure, but he escapes 2 players. Pulls up, looking for a shot. Redirected. It still gets a lot on it as DiGirolamo is forced to make a clutch stop. Looking up ice. Alamia up the wall. Comes off Kinkowski's skate to Monty. Pulls up. Toe drag. Shot. Save. Dixon coming out of his crease. Slattery coming in against Monty, but gets the worst of it on a reverse hit. Sachem power forward. Off-angle shot. Kalber collects. Resets. Comes to Mascaro at the point. Shot. Goes just wide. Kalber looking to reset again. Under pressure. Sachem needs shots on net. Kalber sends it around the wall. Monty settles it. Turnover. LJ Lena looking up ice. Has Anatra. EI enters. The captain, Anatra, pulls up, fires a shot. Blocked by Mascaro. And their other captain, Ivers, collects it in the corner. Pass. Shot. Just over the net of DiGirolamo. Battle on the boards. Morrow can't win it. Lena with possession. EI defender sends it back in on net. It's going to be settled by Alamias. EI in the middle of a change. Pass comes up the wall. Kalber. Colin, that is. But his zone entry is so short-lived. A turnover. Carino using his speed nearly got it there, but he ends up forcing an errant pass. Puck comes the other way in transition. Octu gets it back. Re-enters. Tied up at the line. Puck hasn't left the zone. Octu got it. Couldn't slip past the defender. Evan LaFata now looking up ice. Sends it out to center. Collected by Capice. D-to-D with Walsh. Empty net now. Sachem trying desperately to create offense. Kinkowski enters. Pulls up. Slips through. Poked off his stick. Brody Dixon, the 6th defender, as the puck comes up and out of the zone. Walsh. D-to-D. Sachem enters. Capice towards the slot. Pass is broken up. LJ Lena looking towards the empty net. Flips it high. Rolls just wide. And we get a stoppage. 1:21 remaining in the period. Appears the clock currently reads 0 on our scoreboard. My apologies for that. 1:21. Icing was the call, but face-off has come. Penalty against Kinkowski. A power play for EI. The call against Kinkowski for slashing. 1:21. DiGirolamo re-enters. Kalber heads to the box. Notcher exchanging words with him as he goes. Morrow stays out. O'Hay, Bovic. One defenseman for the kill. Sachem heading up ice. Morrow, shot, redirected. Dixon gloves it. A shorthanded opportunity. Face off in the right wing dot. Sachem trails by 2. They're on the PK. Face off. Tied up by Morrow again. Comes up and out of the zone. Capice settles it under pressure from Ivers. Makes the lead pass to Bovic, who enters against Pepe. Pulls up to the outside, looking in. Has possession, looking for the pass. Finds O'Hay, but it rolls on him. He's got a back check. EI with an odd man rush. O'Hay gets back. Pepe, shot, goes wide. Bovic collects. Turnover in transition. Bovic settles it. Give and go. Enters. Pulls up. Tries to slip through. Can't. Force the outside. 35 seconds remaining. Sachem 4-on-5. Shorthanded attack. They haven't gone with the empty net. Ivers against Bovic to the outside. Looking to cut back in. Loses possession. Anatra looking for Pepe. Couldn't find him. Puck comes out of the zone. Lena resets in transition. Sachem gets a partial change, but it doesn't really make much of a difference. EI is going to settle this behind their net. The clock will expire. Time will run out. That's it. That's all. That's over. And Sachem falls to East Islip. A late victory. 5 unanswered goals. Sachem finishes the night with their captain in the box. and seemingly no answer for EI. Final score 5-3 in favor of the Chiefs. And a great game. For some, not the finish they wanted, but it lived up to the hype, that's for certain. For those of you not joining us for the next game, have a good night, everybody. Coming up next, Smithtown Halpog Bulls versus Connecticut Sayville, a rematch following the T-Birds' upset victory last November. We'll be right back.